ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರಿನವನಾದ ನಾನು ಲೋಕಸಭೆಯ ಸದಸ್ಯನಾಗಿ ಚುನಾಯಿತನಾದವನಾಗಿ ಕಾನೂನು ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿತವಾದ ಭಾರತದ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸತ್ಯ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು, ಭಾರತದ ಸಾರ್ವಭೌಮತ್ವವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಅಖಂಡತೆಯನ್ನು ಎತ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಈಗ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಿರುವ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು ದೇವರ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Shri Tejasvi Surya.
ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರು.
Second youngest MP in the 17th Lok Sabha, elected at the age of 28. From effectively raising issues of regional and national importance in Parliament to firmly advocating India's data sovereignty by being member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology,
the country has witnessed an economic miracle in the last 7 years.
Tejasvi Surya has utilized every opportunity, focusing on legislative, deliberative and developmental roles.
Economic reforms introduced in the last 4 budgets that she has presented is very dedicatedly, concertedly a result of the conviction of the government to introduce economic reforms.
He has raised voice in the matters of national and public importance in 24 debates of Parliament, ranging from safe evacuation of Indian citizens from Afghanistan and safety of NRIs and PIOs on national issues like CAA, terrorism, cybercrimes and environmental preservation.
Under the leadership of the great Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has radically transformed the country's electorate, the country's polity, in such a manner that our country's democracy is only becoming strengthened every single day.
He has raised 267 questions on the floor of the House. Apart from his participation in debates, Tejasvi Surya has also made several zero-hour interventions on local language in IBPS exam for regional rural banks, security of monuments of national importance, law and order situation in Kerala and implementation of NRC in Karnataka.
For the posts of officer scale 1 and office assistant multi-purpose for regional rural banks, it was mandatory that the candidates who apply for the examination must profess proficiency in the local language.
Surya also moved a private member's bill before Parliament seeking to repeal the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines Rules 2011 as it dissuades big tech companies to censor free speech without constitutional oversight. He has raised a wide gamut of issues related to his constituency like shortage of nurses and nursing colleges in Karnataka, efficiency of airports in Karnataka, suburban rail project in Bengaluru, proposal for national highways in Karnataka, minimum wages for gig workers, Swadesh Darshan project for Karnataka, herbal gardens in Bengaluru, NHAI projects in Karnataka, and also ease in registration of startups.
Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching the special presentation of Sansad TV, your MP. And today we are in Bangalore South constituency, which is the parliamentary constituency of BJP's Tejasvi Surya. In this edition, we'll see how his vision of development has translated into action on ground. So come along.
As an elected representative from Bengaluru, he envisions the city to be one of the biggest economic powerhouses in the country with the help of a young team.
So Tejasvi ji, I remember I had covered 2019 Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka, South Bengaluru. I remember that fanfare when there was this greenhorn taking over Congress's long-term veteran. You won. Of course, this is a high-profile seat for the BJP. 2019 to 2022. How have you transformed your constituency?
Well, it has been a great learning experience for me. Before I say how I have transformed the constituency, I would want to spend 30 seconds saying how there has been a transformation personally for me. I have grown more patient, more mature. I feel more responsible for the people of my constituency who have reposed so much faith in me. I have grown to trust the possibility of the system to deliver more. I see that the poorest of the poor, the weakest of the weak, approach the system with a lot of hope and faith that their lives can be actually positively transformed. And I have also personally learned that there is no point in being a cynic. It's always better to be an optimist. And I think the last 3 years has made me a bigger optimist that the system, the levers of power, the corridors of power, all of these can actually be used to bring in tremendous transformation in the lives of the weakest and the poorest. This has been my personal learning and journey in the last 3 years.
Several issues or projects for the development of the residents of Bengaluru and the state of Karnataka in general were taken up by the Member of Parliament Tejasvi Surya with the central government and the state government of Karnataka. These include requests to increase railway expenditure in Bengaluru, approvals for suburban railway project, request to reduce GST for hotels.
Tejasvi ji, I know that this is a very urban constituency and the issues are also very different. So going ahead, these urban challenges, of course, you talked about infrastructure, you talked about mobility, but other challenges, how do you plan to address them? Because this year the rains were devastating for Bengaluru, for Karnataka. So those infrastructural issues, what are your plans ahead?
See, one must realize that the challenges that Bangalore is facing today in terms of its public infrastructure being in shambles is not a creation of today or yesterday. It's a legacy problem that is almost 15 years old. And if I can lay the blame for the problems of Bengaluru today at anyone's doorstep, it would squarely and fairly be on the political class and the administrative class the last 15 years who are at the helm of affairs. We cannot allow this rot to continue. From the first day in office, I have been campaigning for an exclusive legislation for Bangalore.
Okay.
Bengaluru needs ownership, political ownership. And in that regard, all the parastatals, that is the BDA, the BBMP, the BMTC, BWSSB, all of them need to be brought under one head so that there is a coordination between the parastatals. So the last 3 years I have spoken, written, I have agitated in the intra-party forums with the Chief Minister and all others. And thanks to all those efforts, the BJP government in Karnataka has introduced a new BBMP legislation, and under which the new elections will now take place.
Solutions go beyond provision of providing basic needs and instead focus on enhancing quality of life and livelihood of the individual. There are 75 Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Bengaluru South, and Tejasvi Surya has been working assiduously for providing medicines to the needy at affordable rates. Around 80 lakh to 1 crore citizens in the city avail medicines from Jan Aushadhi Kendras. Bengaluru South Parliamentary Constituency will soon have 100 Jan Aushadhi Kendras where citizens can avail medicines at almost 70% reduced cost.
Whether it is insurance, whether it is Awas Yojana, whether it is medicines at an affordable rate, whether it is COVID relief, whether it is the Namo Vidyanidhi scholarship that we have started in our constituency to give scholarships to the meritorious children coming from economically weaker sections, that we do it as an office initiative where we give scholarship of more than 10,000 rupees for about 10,000 children in the constituency. All of these are initiatives aimed at transforming lives, empowering the poor, and also displaying to them every day that the systems, the governments actually work for their benefit.
Resolving complicated problems and addressing grave civic issues, Tejasvi Surya has tackled all the situations with aplomb. COVID-19 threw unprecedented challenges before the young lawmaker. He ensured a bed blocking system with reforms and a new public dashboard within 100 hours, offering real-time data on hospital-wise bed availability. He launched an oxygen concentrator bank of over 112 units for assisting the treatment of COVID-19 and post-COVID-19 patients of Bengaluru. It held more than 600 COVID patients and was the biggest oxygen concentrator bank set up by any MP in the country. These oxygen banks have been very helpful for the patients.
My grandmother suffers from COPD. A month ago, she fell down in the bathroom, and unfortunately, due to unknown reasons, her oxygen saturation levels came down to 78%. So we consulted our family physician, and he asked us to give her oxygen support with the help of oxygen concentrator immediately. I immediately contacted our Honorable MP Tejasvi Surya sir's office. They asked me to get a copy of prescription and Aadhaar card. So when I came down here, I met Mr. Aniket. He was very helpful, and he showed me the demo of the product. And he also told me that he would be giving oxygen concentrator of higher capacity if necessary.
Tejasvi Surya set up a team of volunteers to attend to citizens' emergency requirements during the COVID-19 lockdown period. The MP COVID Task Force provided delivery of groceries, medicines and free cab rides to hospitals. He also revamped 4 defunct hospitals during COVID using the MP lads and the CSR funds.
During the time of COVID, our Honorable MP Tejasvi Surya sir, from his MP lad fund, created this to save the lives of the children. This is very useful to the public, especially the poor people, and this is one of the best ICOs in itself.
When the RBI imposed regulatory restrictions on the Sri Guru Raghavendra Cooperative Bank on January 10, 2020, Tejasvi Surya sprang into action. 400 crore were directly transferred to agreed depositors' accounts through the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. For the first time in India's history, depositors of failed cooperatives got their deposit insurance in the shortest possible duration. Tejasvi Surya also initiated the Bengaluru South Education and Social Transformation Project to transform the lives of Class 10 students and to improve the standing of Bengaluru South in education. Under the project, the lawmaker runs a year-long program to ensure zero failures and dropouts of school children in his constituency.
The scholarship scheme is available for the students like us. Thank you for Tejasvi Surya sir for helping us.
We came to know that there was a scholarship scheme given by the government. Without wasting much time, we just came and applied for the scheme, and we submitted all the required documents they asked for, and we got a check.
The Bengaluru South legislator has also designed Sansad, a platform where citizens discuss government schemes and policies with their elected representatives. Through Sansad, he has publicized the National Education Policy, Budget 2020, abrogation of Article 370 and the Citizenship Amendment Act.
Powerful, prosperous, confident, audacious, young India. Thank you so much.
Youth Can Lead is also a pilot project of Tejasvi Surya, initiated in 2021 to build civic responsibility and nurture leaders among young citizens.
I am a participant of the first cohort of Youth Can Lead. Youth Can Lead is an amazing initiative to help the youth get involved in the process of governance, as the power of young minds can tremendously help change the country. So during our fellowship of the Youth Can Lead program, we have got an insight into different aspects of policy making, law making, governance, social work and reform.
The harvests of the Bangalore rose onions were drastically impacted during export ban on all varieties of onions. Grown mainly for exporting to Southeast Asian countries, about 60,000 tons of variety was at risk of going waste. Tejasvi Surya's commitment to ensure the protection of farmers' interests helped the Bangalore's onions get an exemption from the exports ban. Surya has undivided focus on startups as he believes in being a job giver and not being a job seeker.
गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट से जब आप काम करते हो स्लो होता है, मगर सर का उतना नहीं है, बहुत जल्दी काम करते हैं, जो भी डिसीजन है इमीडिएटली बता देते हैं, बहुत एनकरेजिंग है, बहुत सपोर्टिव है। हमारे तरह बहुत स्टार्टअप को और द इकोसिस्टम के लिए बहुत सर हेल्प करते हैं।
Sports is one of the most impactful sectors that can inspire youth and bring glory to the country. Tejasvi Surya has organized a football tournament to engage all youngsters of Bengaluru and provide a platform for young talent in the constituency to showcase their skills in a semi-professional event. With Be Like an Olympian Challenge, a 16-day challenge was unveiled, where participants took up tasks to enhance their physical and mental fitness. To inspire the youth, Tejasvi Surya cycled from Vidhan Sauda to Kolar in a 75-kilometer Cycle to Freedom ride commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. For many physically challenged persons, an inaccessible public office typically means that several services of the government are not effectively delivered. In an attempt to make public places more wheelchair-friendly, Tejasvi Surya collaborated with NGOs to install 15 temporary metallic ramps in the constituency.
In a recent collaboration with MP Tejasvi Surya, we have made certain places of public usage physically accessible for persons with disabilities. अभी हमने उनके साथ एक प्रोजेक्ट किया है जिसमें हमने पुलिस स्टेशन, स्कूल्स, पब्लिक पार्क्स, ATMs, लाइब्रेरीज, इन सबको हमने एक्सेसिबल बनाया है।
Between 2015 to 18, Tejasvi Surya represented the country's youth delegations in Russia, United Kingdom and Israel, where his oratory skills and in-depth knowledge of Indian culture drew the admiration of foreign delegates. During the Vande Bharat mission, from the time flights became operational in May, there were over 100 requests via phone and email from stranded citizens abroad. Tejasvi Surya assisted in the repatriation of about 1,090 stranded Indians from 24 countries, including the United States, United Kingdom, Greece, Mexico, Philippines and Hong Kong. He also undertook measures to assist in the repatriation of Indian students in Ukraine. His office was in constant touch with the students stranded in Ukraine and assisted the students in their travel, food, accommodation and crossing the borders. Surya is perhaps one of the first MPs to have contributed to rebuilding of the Yatri Bhavan for pilgrims in Srinagar. The Yatri Bhavan was in a dilapidated condition, almost reduced to a shed with no proper infrastructure for accommodating any guests. Bengaluru is the world's third largest startup hub and has world-class educational, research institutions, environmental and economic diversity, medical facilities, incredible presence of MNCs and fastest growing entrepreneurial ecosystem.
2024. Of course, from 2019 to 2024, what is your vision for your parliamentary constituency?
Bengaluru is not only India's economic growth engine, but primarily it is the most important growth engine for the whole of the South. This is the startup capital of the country. This is also the innovation capital of the country. The vision that I have for Bangalore is very simple. Just like how Tel Aviv can be the innovation capital for the Middle East, Bangalore can be the scientific, innovative, technological capital for the world. To achieve that, Bangalore needs infrastructure that is state of the art, that is truly global, and that can actually attract the best of the talent from around the world.
Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in this edition. Thanks for watching. With camera persons Jitendra Negi, Ajendra Kumar, and camera assistant Pradeep Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra, signing off from Bangalore.